Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. So before I start, let me give you all an introduction as to what I will be doing in my channel. So basically I'll be posting videos and explaining certain lessons, especially for those Sri Lankan kids from grade 6 to 8. Okay, and let me tell you, I will be strictly following the textbook. I'm not going to go out of it. Okay, if you guys have any extra questions or some other questions, you guys can comment it below. Okay, but I'll be sticking strictly with the textbook. So also, like if you guys want, y'all can take a paper and a pen and jot down what you guys see on the screen. Cause like what you see on the screen, it's basically a short note that I'll be using to explain this lesson. Also, if you all have any questions, don't hesitate to comment it. Okay, as I said earlier, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Also, okay guys, like if you like this video, you learned something new, you found it very interesting, and you think you want more of these videos based on other lessons, please like my video, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to receive notifications for further videos that I will be posting. So now let us all start off with the lesson. So as most of you guys have already completed most of the syllabus by now, maybe online or physically. Anyway, I thought of starting from the 8th lesson as I got to know that most of your schools, okay, they either have started this lesson or either are about to start it. So I thought I'll make my first video based on this lesson, the 8th lesson, the nature of the earth. I will be posting videos based on the former lessons, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 later on. But I chose this lesson to be the very first lesson. So let us now start off with the lesson. And again, if you have any questions, please don't forget to drop a comment. Okay, and I'll do my very best to answer it. Yeah, and don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to them. So now let's start off the 8th lesson, the nature of the earth. Okay, so under this lesson, we will be discussing mainly about the structure of the earth, the external and the internal structure of the earth. Okay, so first I'll be discussing basically about the whole structure of the earth. Okay, so I'll start off with the external and then go to the internal gradually. So now, as you guys can see over here, okay, you guys can see in the middle of this solar system, the picture of a solar system, there's the sun. On the first ring away from the sun, you get Mercury, then Venus, and then the third planet that is away from the sun is the planet we live in, none other than but the Earth. Now, you know all these planets are beautiful in their own way, right? But Earth is rich in various mountains, rivers, oceans, and flora and fauna. Flora means for flowers and stuff like this. Fauna means for animals. Okay guys, this is very beautiful. And these environmental conditions provide a medium, provide a place for life to thrive on the earth. It helps us to live on the earth. Other planets do not have this condition, right guys? So that's the reason they do not have life on them. You don't find, aliens on those planets so far because they do not have this type of environmental condition. So now just think Mars had mountains, rivers and oceans and flora, fauna. That means if that was there, it will be an ideal place for living organisms to thrive, living organisms to live. Then we could have seen some, aliens. Since those planets do not have such environmental conditions, there are no aliens or other living organisms on those planets. Okay guys, so there are various ways we can study about the structure and the nature of the earth. Okay, so geologists are a certain group of people who obtain information about the nature of the inner parts of the earth. Okay, basically geologist is a person who studies about the earth. To study about the earth, he gathers information about the earth. Not only that from the external part, but also from the internal part of the Earth. So now, geologists and others also study about the internal part of the Earth by several ways. That means you can get information about the inner part of the Earth through volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Okay, so I shall discuss about this in a very simple manner. I won't go very deep as it's not there in the textbook. I will stick to what's in the textbook and basically tell you guys what you should know. So during volcanic eruptions, you see that different types of rocks are brought to the surface of the Earth. So like you can see over here a picture of a volcano being erupted, right? So here during volcanic eruptions, you can see that like this way there are some various fiery things falling down, right? So those are basically rocks, okay, that are coming out of the Earth. Superheated rocks that are deposited down the Earth are coming out during volcanic eruptions. So these rocks are really things that are inside the Earth. So when you study these rocks, okay, the magma, the lava, you can get an idea, you can obtain information about the inner parts of the Earth. Okay. Furthermore, you can get more information about the Earth from earthquakes. Okay. Like now over here we'll be discussing about what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys. So basically, when earthquakes occur, you all know, right, what an earthquake is. It's basically like a crack in the Earth. Okay. So when earthquakes occur, okay, huge rocks start to move within the Earth. Okay. So you know we are standing basically on a bed of rocks. You know. So during earthquakes, these rocks tend to move apart. Okay. When they move, they give rise to a special type of waves called seismic waves. So seismic waves are waves that are occurring due to earthquakes. Okay, waves that occur due to earthquakes are seismic waves as the huge rock moves within the Earth. Okay, seismic waves are the waves that originate during earthquakes as huge rock moves within the Earth. Okay, so these waves reach the surface of the Earth by running through various layers of the Earth. Now these rocks that I said that move are inside the Earth. So when they move, they give rise to seismic waves. These waves come to the Earth passing several layers of the Earth. So now over here in this diagram, you can see 3 of those layers. The upper part where we live is called as the crust. The mid portion over here is known as the mantle. The one in the middle of the whole Earth is called the core. Okay, crust is where we live. Core is the midpoint of the Earth. Okay, and the mantle is what's located between the core and the crust. This layering structure of the Earth can be compared to that of a cross section of a hard-boiled egg with an eggshell. The eggshell will represent the crust, white will represent the mantle, and the core will be represented by the egg yolk. Okay, so now getting back to our seismic waves. Okay, seismic waves are automatically recorded by a certain device known as a seismometer. You know, like there are various ammeters and galvanometers and stuff to measure current and electricity and stuff. To measure seismic waves, we have an instrument known as the seismometer. We must, if you want to see a seismometer, you should understand, for your extra knowledge, let me tell you that there is one in Pallekele in Sri Lanka. It's installed over there to record seismic waves. Okay. So the speed of seismic waves, okay, when they run through various layers of the Earth are different from each other. Information about the inner layers of the Earth can be obtained by measuring those speeds. So information about the inner part can be obtained by volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. And under earthquakes, how, if they ask, it is due to by measuring the speed of the seismic waves. Okay, as a third option, you can write speed of seismic waves. Okay, if they ask for three options, how you get information about the inner part of the earth, you write volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and seismic waves. If they ask for two, you no need to write seismic waves. You can just write volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Okay, yeah. So these ones that I have highlighted in yellow are like methods of studying the inner parts of the earth. Okay, methods on how we can get information about the inner parts of the earth. Okay, first was the volcanic eruptions, second earthquakes, third speed of seismic waves. Now let us discuss about those three layers that I had mentioned earlier, okay, in a bit very simple detailed manner, okay, because you can discuss about this a lot more, but for y'all's knowledge, for y'all's grade, we'll be only discussing a few. First, we will be discussing about the crust. You know, the crust is where we live, as I had said. It is where life thrives. It is a very thin layer, as you had seen in the previous diagram, and you can see it over here as well. Crust is very thin. And you can see mountains, plains, and oceans. Now, the crust varies. The thickness of the crust varies from place to place. Because on land, as you can see here, there is more rock. More water and less rock. So the crust at the bottom of the oceans is about 5 kilometers. On land, it's about 35 kilometers. And as I had said earlier, it consists of rocks and soil. And now we must also understand that the Earth's crust is made up of elements. Basic elements like oxygen, silicon, and aluminium. And it provides most of the elements necessary for our survival. Okay. For an example, for those things that they provide us for our survival, construction materials, metals, fossil fuels, soil for agriculture, those are what the crust provides us for our survival. Next up, we are going to discuss about the mantle. It is located underneath the Earth's crust and its thickness is about 2,900 kilometers. It consists of rocks, and these rocks contain oxygen, silicon, magnesium, and iron. The upper part of this mantle, okay, it consists of solid rock. Okay, the upper part, it consists of solid rock. The lower part that is closest to the core consists of molten rocks due to extreme heat, and those are what comes out during volcanic eruptions. Now we are moving on to the core. Core is the innermost part of the earth, and its thickness is about 3,500 kilometers. The upper part is made up of molten iron and nickel metals. The temperature of this area is between 4,400 degrees centigrade to 5,000 degrees centigrade. Due to high pressure, the lower part of the core remains hard. Why does the lower part, this area, remain hard? Because of the high pressure. And its temperature is more than 5,000 degrees centigrade, which is as high as the temperature on the surface of the sun. Now this temperature over here, okay, it's pressurized, so it's a bit solid. It's 5,000 degrees centigrade. Okay, it's more than 5,000 really. So that heat is similar to that of the sun's surface heat. Okay, yeah. So basically that is a bit of a description I made, and your textbook provides you all with a summary of the whole thing that I told. As you can see over here, they tell about the crust, that is the thickness from the bottom of the ocean 5 kilometers, land 35 kilometers, and it comprises of rocks and soil, silicon, aluminium, oxygen, and other elements, and it's very thin layer. That's a special information. Mantle, 2,900 kilometers, solid rock and molten rocks. silicon, magnesium, iron, oxygen. Upper part consists of solid rocks due to high pressure. Molten rocks are in the lower part. Okay, upper part consists of solid rocks due to high pressure, high temperature. Molten rocks are in the lower part. Core is around 3,500 kilometers. The upper part consists of molten iron and nickel metals. Molten iron and nickel metals are the elements that are present. Temperature is between 4,400 to 5,000 degrees centigrade. So like that's a basic summary of everything I told you guys earlier. So if you want, you can pause the video and just go through it, you know. Or if you want, you can just refer to your textbook, because I took the very same thing from the textbook. Okay, now we are done with that. So next up, we'll go to tectonic plates and plate tectonics. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic. Now here this sort of an article or a news on the internet was taken from your textbook, so you can just read it when you're free and stuff. Okay, so basically this is you know, an earth map of a strong earthquake that occurred on the 25th of April 2015 in Nepal. You should understand thousands of people died, got injured, and many were left homeless. And this you know, earthquake occurred in Eurasia and in Indian plate margins. And also there were two other destructive earthquakes that were recorded in 1905 and 1934 in the same area. Okay, so basically it's all said in your textbook. You don't need to, you know, like study, just read it, because it's a very interesting fact. And now let us again move on with our lesson. The crust is divided into sections called tectonic plates, right? Yeah, that is what I'm basically telling. So I told you in the very first time we are going to discuss about tectonic plates. So what are tectonic plates? The crust can be divided into several parts. Those divisions are what are known as tectonic plates. Okay, these tectonic plates move relative to each other. Okay, now let us see over here. You can see how they move relative to each other. They move relative to each other in three ways. Okay, first way, they move apart like this. One moves to one side, the other to the other side, creating a deep gulf. The second method is when one moves upwards and the other moves downwards. One plate moves upward while pressing the other downwards. Okay, downwards. In this scenario, earthquakes could occur. Earthquakes. Third way is when two tectonic plates slide past each other. When they slide past each other, earthquakes could occur in this instance as well. Okay. Here gulf occurs. In these two instances, earthquakes occur. So three ways. It can move apart, it can move like this way, or up and down basically, and also sideways. Okay, these are the three ways on how these things move relative to each other. Okay, so tectonic plates move very slowly. It is around 1 to 2 kilometers per year. Sorry, 1 to 2 centimeters per year. I'm so sorry. Tectonic plates move very slowly. It is around 1 to 2 centimeters per year. Plate movements can be recorded on plate margins or boundaries. Most of them are at the bottom of the sea and some are on land. So one such plate margin, now this is another sort of a fact that's in your textbook. Just remember that there is a plate margin like this that's located in North America. Okay, and the plate margin is called San Andreas Fault. Okay, San Andreas Fault. I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly, but if I'm doing it wrong, please excuse me. But remember that there is a plate margin like that located in North America. And when you look at it from up, you know, in an aerial view, the fracture of it is 1,000 kilometers in length in the state of California. And this is a bit of an image, an aerial view. Okay, North American plate and the Pacific plate are situated on either sides of this tectonic boundary. So the North American plate and the Pacific plate are situated on either side of this San Andreas Fault boundary. These two plates side past each other for about 2.5 centimeters per year. For 1 year, this plate moves to this side and this plate moves to this side 2.5 centimeters per year. On these tectonic plate boundaries, earthquakes occur frequently. Tectonic plates float on molten rocks of the lower mantle. Because of the movement of the molten rocks, plate tectonics also move. Okay. Tectonic plates are located on molten rocks which are located at the lower mantle. Okay. So when you go up again here, here you can see the mantle. The lower part of the mantle has molten rocks, we told, right? So the tectonic plates basically float on this lower part of the mantle. Okay. Because of the movement of the molten rock plates, tectonics also move. The molten rocks move. Because of that, the tectonic plates also move. Okay, guys. So now from here onwards, I've taken a small exercise from your textbook and also summary. So of yours lesson. Every time before you go to an exam or like let's say you finish studying this lesson, okay, always read the summary. It is very important. Summary is very important. Most of y'all ignore it, do not read it, or some people say it's not essential, and you go through the whole lesson. But first go through the summary, read it, and try to recall the whole lesson. Then I suggest you will remember what you do not know about the lesson, and you can go through them. Okay, so basically let me summarize the lesson based on this summary. You must understand Earth is the most suitable planet for living beings. The inner part of the Earth consists of 3 layers known as the core, mantle, and the crust. The Earth crust consists of tectonic plates which move relative to each other in 3 ways, and that is sideways, moving up, pressing the other down, and moving opposite to each other, slide past each other, slide past each other. Okay. The Earth's crust consists of tectonic plates which move relative to each other. Tectonic plate margins consist of volcanoes and consist of earthquakes occur near them. Okay, so basically that's the summary. Next up we'll go down to the exercise. As you can see, a cross section of an avocado is shown here. A cross section of the Earth consists of the core, mantle, and crust. Which section of the avocado corresponding to the above 3 areas? Okay. So like I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a very short time. Guess what the mantle, crust, and the core could be in this based on the question. I'm now going to start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys. So did you all find it? Okay, I guess the times are up. So I'll be basically writing and telling you guys where they are. So this will represent the core of the Earth. This will represent the core of the Earth. This portion will represent the mantle. Now this middle part is the core. This will represent the mantle. And this outermost layer will represent the crust of the Earth. Okay, now then let's move to the next one. Name 4 resources obtained by man from the Earth's crust. Name 4 resources obtained by man from the Earth's crust. Okay, so this was there in my note. Okay, and it's even there in your textbook. So I'll just jot up and you can see the answer for that. I'm going to go up. You guys can copy the answer if you want from there. Here, these are the resources we get from the Earth. Okay, yeah. Next up, on which tectonic plate Sri Lanka is situated? Why severe earthquakes do not occur in Sri Lanka? Now this is a very interesting topic and it is not available in our textbook. So as it's not there in our textbook, I want you guys to do a small, you can say a homework or an assignment. You guys just read, go through some resources, go through the internet, some books, and just see on which tectonic plate Sri Lanka is situated and why severe earthquakes do not occur in Sri Lanka. Okay guys, so I want you guys to comment on this answer below. Okay, just say exercise question number 2, big question number 2, Roman number 2, and you just drop 2 texts saying this is the tectonic plate and this is the reason why they do not occur, and I will see who gets the correct answer, and if there are any errors I will correct them by putting a separate comment, a public comment for everyone. Okay, so I will wait for y'all's comments before I put the answer for this. Okay, so let's move on to the third one. State 2 methods used by geologists to obtain information about the internal structure of the earth. So as I had said you earlier, I highlighted those facts and I told it to you even at the last point, those 3 facts. So if they ask for 2, you write volcanic eruptions, earthquakes. If they ask for 3, you can write speed of seismic waves as well. So these are the way they get information about the inner parts of the earth. Okay. Okay, so let's move to the last question. State 3 countries where earthquakes occur frequently. State 3 countries where earthquakes occur frequently. So now this is also not there in our textbook, but I want you guys to guess. Like, I'm sure you guys know, write this thing down. If you guys do not know, it's okay, I will tell you guys the answer. So I will give you guys, say 10 seconds. Think of 3 countries where earthquakes occur frequently. Okay, and let's see if you can get it. So I'm gonna start the countdown from right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time's up. Hope you guys guessed 3 countries. Okay, so basically now I'm going to tell you guys around 3 to 4 countries where earthquakes are very commonly seen. First country is Japan, 2 Indonesia, India is the 3rd, Turkey is the 4th. So like if you go through, you can get other countries like China, Philippines, Italy, Iran, USA, Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Mexico, Afghanistan, Peru, and so many more like that. So basically they ask for 3, you just write the common 3, India, Japan, and you can write something like Indonesia. Okay guys, so then that's the end of this chapter. So hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Hope you guys understood the lesson mainly. Okay, and like if you guys have any questions related to the lesson, anything that's related to the lesson, okay guys, I mean I do like assisting you with extra things. If you guys are like, if there's any questions related to the lesson, please don't hesitate, comment it and I'll do my best to answer them. The reason I told you do not go to stress about out of syllabus things is, it's really good for you to be so interested, but I'm hoping to do some online Zoom sessions where I will be summarizing some of the lessons and doing questions, answers and other papers and stuff, and I will be posting a video saying when I'll be doing these things. So yeah, during that time you guys can join these sessions and ask me questions that you like. You can just give me the list of questions you want in the beginning of the session and I'll provide you guys with answers at the end of the session. But if you have any other questions as well, I don't mind, drop it in the comment section below, but don't go to stress too much about them. Be free and do this very happily. Science is really easy, as long as you do it interestingly. Remember, like what you do and then you will do what you like. Okay? So, until next time, stay tuned. Goodbye.